Good evening, welcome aboard, and well, we're back on VP4 Online, and we're here for the main event of my weekend, the third match in the trilogy of head-to-head matches, but this is the main one. This is a winner's side match. We've got a fourth match this weekend, and that's the match that starts after this one at 9 o'clock between Moz and Keith. And that will be, well, I presume it's going to be streamed on Twitch, and if you want to watch it and listen to the commentary on there, it'll be by Duffman2605. That's his channel, DUFFMAN 2605, no space between the name and the numbers, and you'll be able to watch their live streaming commentary, and I believe Moz will be involved in it as well while he's playing. But the match we're interested in is the match between Bakermaker and Cobra, and that's the round 5 match. It's a race to 15, and it's alternate break and no jump cues. How many times have I said that? So who have we got? Well, we've just got Poleman. No, I haven't. Oh, the only thing I've seen was that picture you showed us. That's the only thing I've seen. I was away getting something to eat and a cup of tea, and now I'm back, but I never saw any link to it. So the other thing we're waiting on, just before I forget, is the match between Stubb and oh no, there's a match set. When's that set for? 5 p.m. 5 p.m. on May the 27th. What's the day's date? This is the 24th, so that'll be Wednesday, is it? 27th. Yep, that's Wednesday. So that's the match between Acero and Spectre Dawn on the one loss side. So that's at what, 5 p.m. I think I need to get out my chair to actually read that. Yes, it is. It's 5 p.m. and so I'll have that one live streamed on Wednesday afternoon. And well, we're waiting on Stubb and Bedhead arranging a time now. Stubb has sent a proposal, a sensible proposal for 2 o'clock in the afternoon at some time, whatever time that'll be during the week. So Bedhead hasn't been in all day, so he's probably not seen that. He's maybe been doing other things. So that's still to be updated, provided Bedhead accepts that proposal. So in the meantime, we'll focus on hopefully what's going to be another good match. We had a good match last night, and Bill did have a problem with his mouse. He was on a laptop. I knew there was something funny going on. He PM'd me this morning to tell me, and I'm surprised he did so well, considering it was a bit weird, some of the shots he was playing, looking to find a touch, and he was way off the mark with a couple of them. So, all set for the Cobra Bakermaker match. And let's go back to the lobby. So, good evening, WizKid. I never noticed you there in amongst Parliament's chat. And good evening and welcome to anybody else who's joining. And, well, I mean, I have to say, and I don't know, I haven't even looked through my YouTube videos. All the matches from yesterday have all been uploaded there, but I actually haven't looked to see if I had a Bakermaker match from earlier on in the tournament. So I don't know. I don't know whether I've actually. I think I've maybe gone into a room and seen him playing one of the matches, just a bit of it, but I can't remember streaming him. But what I did see was very impressive. Cobra's been in a few of these big tournaments. He's a solitary 9-ball player, so you'd have to put him as the favourite. But again, Cobra's another one of these players who has all the ability but has yet to really go really deep into one of these tournaments. Semi-final, final. I don't recall whether he has been. He might correct me on that, but maybe it's about time he put on a show, and hopefully Bakermaker can rise to the occasion and make a match of it. So we are almost at the top of the hour. We are waiting on the room going up. We'll go to the main panel and we're all set and good to go. Top of the hour, room has gone up, so we'll get in. The cloth should be fine. This bloody thing is temperamental. I'm going to do that again. No, I'm not. We're going to miss the lag. Right, I don't know who's who, but they're lagging off for the break, and it's a pretty good lag, and I don't know who won. What happened there? That was quick. Well, Cobra won it, and Cobra is going to break off. So, good evening to everybody. There's probably a few late comers come in. I don't want to call this match, but if you look at the ratings, they are very evenly matched. Maybe Bakermaker does all his 9-ball playing in the middle of the night when I'm in bed and he's from the States. So we've got Bakermaker from the States and we have Cobra from England. And well, I'll just sit back and watch, because I'm in no position to make any call on what's going to happen here. But we're expecting a high standard. Good evening, Tin. Now, WizKid, you can't go doing Cockney rhyming slang on a stream that's going out to mixed countries here. They won't have a clue what you're talking about. I'll have an Ayrton on Bakermaker. So just to explain that, an Ayrton Senna is a tenner in Cockney rhyming slang, or in WizKid rhyming slang, whatever way you want to call it. And a tenner, of course, is £10 sterling. Even I worked that one out. Welcome, Miasma. I can see the chat. It's amazing what happens when you get a text that you can actually read. So Cobra with a 5-9 for the first rack, perfectly lined up here, more or less. And in goes the 9. So that is a strong, confident start from Cobra on his own break. Bakermaker to respond. Well, that 1 ball has just bounced, but the 5 has just kicked it. I think he's still okay. Still plenty of room to get past the 4. But this could be a very quick response here from Bakermaker. Very quickly indeed. Now he does immediately, what is striking me is that he's shooting quick. He might not want to be doing that maybe if it gets tight later on in the match, because that's when mistakes can happen, but we will see. If that's his game, that's the way he plays. But my point is made there, because he's gone way short on the 8-ball and he has pretty much sold the rack there. Well, he's certainly playing fast, but again, commentators, I said, you play fast, you don't take your time, you make silly mistakes, and he's made a silly mistake and it's going to cost him. And that is, again, if I was in Bakermaker's corner, that's exactly what I would have said. Even before he, 2 shots before that shot, that was what was just jumping out at me. That he's flying through his shots, and doing that, you're going to make mistakes. And that's that's a point that might stick home later on in the match, but it struck home straight away within 2 racks. Made a glaring error, falling way short to get on that 8-ball, and he's now trailing 2-0. Take your time, use that wee bit more shot clock. Good evening, Moz. Welcome again, everybody. Bakermaker has a chance to redeem himself. Now, is he going to get that 2 past the 5? Yes, it's very tight, but he's not risking it. Looking to play safe. Where's my bottle went to? I'm trying to find it. There we go. I'll put a few plugs in for your match, Moz. I've been giving out Duffman's Twitch channel, presuming he's going to be streaming. But Bakermaker has blown it again, big time. And this is just playing into the hands of Cobra. He couldn't have asked for a better start here. 2 big mistakes by Bakermaker, and he's staring 3-0 here. We're now at the stage in the tournament where it's cutthroat. You make a mistake, you expect to pay the price. And, well, Cobra should take this out. Where's he going to go wrong here? Big area at the bottom left of the table to get on the 5. Huge area to get on the 6. It's really getting from the 6 to the 7 that could be an issue with the 9 and the 8 on that right side of the table. So that's the one shot he's going to have to be careful with. And let's see what he does. Good evening, Semi. I just see that name in the chat there. Well, not a good start here for Bakermaker. 2 unforced errors. This is a bit straight, so he's going to have to just maybe, well, he's going for the draw. This is always dangerous. Got to get it sweet. He's played it well. So now, what does he do here? I think the angle's taking him away, so this is the one that might be an issue. He's having a look, but the angle on this 7 is just brushing the cue ball, to that first diamond there on the side rail. So he might want to try and go up the table, but that could be dangerous, and he's well past the 9. So Cobra now just the 8 and 9 to go for a 3-0 lead. What's Tony Sam doing in the room? Somebody drag him into the stream. Haven't seen him for donkeys. Well, it's 3-0, so Bakermaker now has to cut that out, and he needs to take that wee bit more care on what he's doing. But he's certainly dug himself in a hole. Has the break. And we've lost the 2 and the 4. He has a shot in the 1, but the 7 is locked away behind the 9, so what to do? Now, this is risky, but he could use that 3 ball and try and spin into the 7, the 9 and 7, and he hasn't, but he's got a slight angle. Is he going to risk it here? Well, he's got no more. He's not got many more opportunities here. He's got the 6 ball with an angle. He's going to have to help that across to get there. And oh, he's just caught the 9. But look where the 8 ball is. Let's have a look at what he's got from this side. Well, he's scratching in the middle pocket if he ever tries to get to the 8 from there. And of course, it's all gone pear-shaped big time again. And he's just hoping to get safe. Well, he's left it very tough. But he must have another appointment later on today. But assuming the restrictions are still on in certain states in the United States, then he won't have anywhere to go. But he might be going to bed early if he keeps this up. Well, Cobra sinks the 8. And he's got a testy 9 for 4-0. Well, this isn't what we thought was going to be the match. Last night's match was very tight all the way, and Cobra has made the error, and Bakermaker has been reprieved. If he can cut this 9, he'll be desperate to get this in. And in it goes, and he has got out of jail, and it might not be for the first time, but he's trailing 3-1, and the break is back with Cobra. So needing some assistance here, Bakermaker, and has to cut out the errors very quickly. Cobra, the 1 and the 3 have gone. He's got the bank on the 2. There's no way he can't land on the 4, surely, from this shot. Is he going to go for it? Is he looking at the 7 to try and billiard the 7 in? He keeps sort of twitching round to have a look. No, he's looking for safety here. He's looking to get into that top right-hand corner. Well, Bakermaker has a chance to use that cover as well. If he plays this right, there's a danger of the scratch though. But is he going to go for the cut? It looks like it. Yeah, that's pushing the boat out a wee bit too far. Had a good opportunity to run for cover there. And this time, Cobra might have him in the same situation. He's looking to thin this and get around the corner and hide up behind the 7. Well, he nudges the 7 and he's got the same result, and that is exactly what Bakermaker should have done. Well, that 2's gone in. Well, well, it's a stroke of luck, but wouldn't you know it, he's landed behind the 8. Oh, and he's kicked the 4 in. Well, anything's going to happen now. He's got to go for a blast on the 9. Reverse bank. Tried the 9. The 5 goes in. He's hooked himself in the 6. Well, what a sequence we've got going on here. Oh, that's disappointing him, how he missed that kick bank in the 6. That is really poor. I mean, what a sequence he had there. But it's all over. Can Cobra take this one out? And well, he's had a good start, getting from the 8 to the 9. This is a shot. Well, he's going to have to move. He needs to get that cue ball moving a fair bit here if it's going to travel forward. A lot of yardage needed and the pace is good. And he'll settle for that. And it's 4-1 on the board. Now who's got the break now? Oh, it's back to Bakermaker. And really needs to get this to stay in touch. Now, something has gone. The 7 ball is gone, shot in the 1, and a chance to nudge into that too. And that double kiss has helped him big time. Little push in the 2 to the 8. Well, now he has to get this cue ball right down towards us. And he's sitting nice on the 3. Well, no reason not to mark this on the board. But I would just like him to slow down a bit. That always worries me when a player's playing quickly like that. You know, again, my point's been proved already twice. And somebody needs to whisper in this guy's ear to slow down. I don't think he's realised that there's like a 45-second shot clock, but he's making stupid mistakes. And there's no other reason or explanation for it other than he's just playing far too quick and he's not setting himself up properly in the shot. And it's costing him. It is costing him dear. And all Cobra has to do now, if he's assessed the situation, is just bide his time. The mistake is going to come. But that was not a good sign on that 6 ball. Well, you know, it's difficult to make judgments. You know, I think he's playing too fast. I don't know who it was, but who was it who said he plays like this? Well, he plays like this, and again, he can pot a ball, but he's making far too many unforced errors for a player of his standard then. But it's 5-1. And, well, we've seen it before. It is so difficult. In the last couple of matches we've seen, I mean, the last night's match was fairly tight most of the way, but for the matches before that, we've seen players get away, and it's so difficult to get back into it, and you can only do it with the aid of your opponent. And the problem is, the shape the match is at the moment, the mistakes are from the wrong player, if you know what I mean, to get back into this match. It's bakermaker that's making the errors, and he's relying on a very strong player. Certainly from his performance against Stubb, very controlled, very measured, generally very good control in the cue ball, and it's unlikely that Cobra's going to fall apart, and bakermaker can't rely on that. So he's going to have to tighten himself up very sharp, or this is going to end up embarrassing. He's going to have to try a different tact. I mean, this game isn't all out, but, you know, it's not all out potting all the time. But when you do get pots, you have to address them properly, take your time and set yourself. And if you don't do that, you deserve what you get. Now, is there a little angle to stun this, or is it just a follow through? Either or, it should be comfortable. He's got plenty of room. Looks like it's a little stun. Oh, he's going for the draw into the middle of the table. And again, in the blink of an eye, It's 6-1. Well, I hope he watches this and watches it played back. Maybe he won't. Maybe he'll be gutted if this goes the way it's heading to go. But I hope he watches and he listens. Bakermaker has a couple of balls in the break. On the one. Played with inside English. And that could have went wrong there and then on that shot, but he's got away with it. He's got the wide open table and no excuse. Well, it still could be a tight match, but like I say, it won't be a tight match unless Cobra starts doing stupid things, but he's not the kind of player to generally do stupid things. And that's why the odds on Bakermaker doing anything in this match have gone straight out the window. You know, he's going to have to just be patient. And like this here, for example, this is not on the scoreboard, this 9-ball. He's overcut it. It's just gone in, avoids a scratch. And he's got it back to 6-2, but the break goes back to Cobra. It's bad luck and a bad bit of running that's only going to help Bakermaker from that point of view. If Cobra's not going to make errors, unforced errors, then it's just a bad run of the ball that Bakermaker's hoping he gets. You know, he hooks himself behind a ball, he breaks dry, or he doesn't get on the next ball. Something like that has to happen in the match if Bakermaker's chances are going to change. But again, he's just rushing it far too quickly. It's just so careless. It is so careless. And it's just, okay, he's got away with it. You know, he's hooked Cobra, but again, the evidence is not very good. I mean, I've actually PM people. No, I haven't done this for years. It was more so in VP3, but I've actually sent messages to people to say, bloody, you know, slow down for Christ's sake. Take your time. Take a bit more time. Be a wee bit more careful. You know, don't necessarily get tentative and bottle out in shots, but just don't rush it. There's been far too many mistakes because of it, and it's solely because of that. And Bakermaker has overcooked that big time, and he's going to have to try and hide the 4s set as a combo with the 8-ball, and he's got the safety, but whoever gets the table's going to have to do some work, or whoever gets in control here once this 3-ball goes down. Yeah, somebody needs to whisper in his ear a bit of tactical advice, and to try and, I mean, the only way he can get things started is by helping himself and by calming it down a wee bit. That would be my advice. Just control yourself a wee bit better to try and make a match of this, because it's going to end up embarrassing really big time. And every rack is crucial now for Bakermaker. Cobra doesn't have to be doing anything silly. Just take his time. Strange, isn't it, how some folk, they might beat everybody in challenge rooms, but when it comes to big tournaments and it comes, you know, when it gets later on in the tournament, they start losing the plot a bit, and it's as if bakermaker sort of lost the general idea of what he's here to do. Well, Cobra has ball in hand. He's got absolutely nothing. bakermaker just clipped to 4 and knocked it even more safe, so it's going to be an attempted billiard off the 4 onto the 5 and knock the 9 in. And there you go, shot of the day to 4 and knocked it even more safe, so it's going to be an attempted billiard off the 4 onto the 5 and knock the 9 in. And there you go, shot of the day. I hasten to add, shot of the day so far. It wasn't all that difficult, it was just feathering the edge thin enough to get the cue ball in that direction, but it still had to be done. And more importantly though, it's 7-2 to Cobra. Yeah, it did look nice. I could see it coming. See, you know, as soon as I seen him turning the stick and you look at where they were lined, you knew fine well that that's what he was lining up to do. I say it's all very well on paper, but you have to do it. And he's got a good enough lead to take that risk. So Cobra once again at the table, and well, this 3 ball is difficult where it's sitting. Now is he going to go 2 rails into the corner? Yeah, side rail, and just trying to brush past the 3. This might be a nice kiss. I don't think it's got the pace though. Didn't quite have the pace, but he could be playing the billiard onto the 7 onto the 4 here. He doesn't, I don't think he's thinking about it. I think he's just looking to hide, but the billiard's there as well, but he's not interested. But he needs to make sure this 3 doesn't tuck out behind the 7 and he gets cover, because it would allow bakermaker to play that shot, and he's played it well. He's played it very well. How does that look from his side? Well, he's got the kick. How's his luck? Well, not bad, but once again, Cobra could play a 2-in-1 shot here. He could play the bank and he could stun the cue ball and try and nudge to the 4, but he's going for the cut and looking to run into that 7. That, I think, is the plan. The cut into the right corner pocket, carom onto that 7 ball just to stop the cue ball escaping. Well, that's gone wrong. Well, wouldn't you believe it? Every other day of the week, every other day, that 4 ball would have dropped in, and somehow it's been dug out the pocket and it's gone safe. That was strange. But that's a little bit of bad luck for Cobra there. Now can he get it safe? Oh, that's a good shot. Just feathered it enough. Now, is there any of that 4 showing? Well, I think bakermaker's going to houk this. No, he's not. I'm surprised. Has he come to his senses? He's keeping it tight. Now, Cobra's looking to push this behind the 6. And he's again played it well. A very well judged shot just to get that 4 ball pushed through. And that has gone wrong. And once again, Cobra has the table at his mercy. He's hit that too hard. Or not hard enough, should I say, because if it had gone past the middle pocket, it was pretty safe other than a bank. But it doesn't matter now, it's all been done and dusted. It's Cobra at the table. And it's, well, let's look at the 7, because the 7 I think is sitting in the point. Is it? Well, it's just in a wee bit awkward place, but if he gets it flush, there shouldn't be a problem. So he's going to have to play the combo. He doesn't want to go too far into the pocket with this 6 ball. The two of them could lock together. So he just has to push to the point of the jaw there on the cushion, and that will knock the 7 in. But where's the 6 going to end up? Well, he's managed to squeeze it in past it. I didn't think it would go. Well, the 7 ball's the one that has escaped. So all hinges in this shot. The reverse bank on the 7. What does that say? Change. Has somebody got a problem? Try another browser. Who's got a problem and what's the problem? Because I've missed the chat there. I've been too busy concentrating. Tam? Tornado Tam, what's his problem? Speak to me, Tam. Or Tony Sam. Oh, this is awkward for Cobra. He's finished in an awkward place in the 8 ball. Got to pick the line, and he's picked it well, and it's going to be 8-2. I'm trying to read the chat. What does that say? Can't view with an error 4000. Well, what browsers are you using? I've never heard of that one. It sounds more like he's got so much crap in his PC. He's probably full of all sorts of nasty things. I mean, obviously there's a few people watching the stream. I don't know how many's watching, but I'm assuming everybody's okay and everybody can see everything fine and the quality's good. Yeah, I think he needs to get a proper clean-up for a start. I thought, so we're talking about Tam, or we're talking about, I thought we were talking about Tony Sam. Now I'm totally confused. And Tam's saying it's not me. So why the hell does Tin keep telling Tam to do something when it's not Tam? And Tam's just denying he's got a problem. Yeah, Tony Sam. Goodness me, I'm not even in the chat, and I finally found who it is. Anyway, more importantly, I'm not wanting to get distracted in what's happening in the match. But it's Bakermaker looking to get another on the board and reduce the deficit, but he's got work to do big time. It's back to 8-3, and it's stolen off Cobra because the break goes to Bakermaker, and the 4 ball goes in. Needs a shot though. He needs a shot, and he's got the 1 ball. Right, let's have a look. Tony Sam. Oh, you're in. Goodness me. Well, you're a bit late. It's 20. The match has been going on for 35 minutes. Anyway, you're welcome. And Bakermaker on the 5. Is he going to get motoring here, or is he going to get motoring too quick again and get out of shape? Doesn't want to bounce out behind the 9. Oh dear. Well, has he got enough of that 7? Yes, he has. Just enough and no more. But another one, another bedhead shot. And looking for recovery. This has got to go. Cue ball doesn't want to be hitting the 9 unless it's full in the face, and now he's out of shape. And he's got another one to test the nerves. But in it goes, and it's another quick rack. Well, we still haven't got a match on here, not until something else happens, but it's back to 8-4. No, the problem was Tony. That was the problem. There was nothing wrong with his browser. The problem's Tony. He needs to defrag himself. That's the usual problems, isn't it? We all need to defrag ourselves from time to time. Need to free up some memory, don't we? And now we're going to have a wee bit of cat and mouse here. So for any latecomers or anybody who's somehow accidentally went to Twitch and said, what's this crap that's on? Let's have a look. This is VP4 Online, and we are getting to the business end of this year's VP4 9-ball World Masters Tournament. And this is a round 5 match between Cobra from England and Bakermaker from the USA. Race to 15. It's a 9-foot 9-ball table, but the specific rules of this game are there are no jump cues and it's alternate break. And well, Bakermaker's got work to do and needs some help. Now, how many are watching the stream? If I got 10, if I've got any time I get 10 people, I'm happy. That'll make my day. I can go to bed happy and sleep well. Because I don't have a second monitor up, so I can't see. Oh, get 28. How many of them are bots? Well, Bakermaker, why don't you slow down a bit? Slow down. You're just, anybody that's watching this is just waiting on him doing something daft, like hooking himself behind a 9 here, because he's going to have to go through to get on that 6. He's in no shape to play the 6 well to get down onto the 7, so he's got to get, and then of course this 7, the 8 ball's in the way. So you see what he's doing now. Don't say I didn't tell you what was going to happen, guys. I mean, commentator's eye again. I mean, my little voice in my head tells me, you know, the alarm bell starts ringing. There's going to be a problem if he doesn't play this right. And lo and behold, he's hooked himself behind the 9. You know, that's the difference between being a tactical genius and just being a VP4 player. You know, and it's gone safe. Has it? No, it hasn't. I thought he was just rolling up to that. Well, Bakermaker's going to pay the price again, big time, and it's another stupid, unforced error of his own doing, and it was sticking out like a sore thumb because of the angle that he had on that 6 ball to get over to the 7. He had to make sure that he avoided that 9, and lo and behold, he finds himself slap bang behind the 9 ball, and he's blown it again. And the pit is getting deeper and deeper, and the ladder is getting shorter and shorter. But Cobra has done the old routine. He's fallen behind the 9-ball on the top side, on the short side, and now he's left with the ugly cut. And bakermaker can see a glimmer of light at the top of the pit. Just a glimmer. It's only a flicker, but it might be extinguished with this shot. And he's hung it, and it's a gift. Well, he's got out of jail there, and he didn't deserve it, because he played the numpty shot and locked himself behind the 9. But it doesn't matter. What we discussed earlier, and we've discussed in every other match, he can't do anything without the aid and assistance of Cobra. And he's got another little bit there and got out of jail big time. And the break was with Cobra, and it's dry, and the table's wide open now. What kind of disaster can befall bakermaker here? Look at the table. You know, he's gone inside English to check that up. Has he got enough on it? He's just got himself out. I mean, am I too harsh, guys? I mean, tell me, am I just being too critical, or am I stating the obvious? Good evening, Keith. There's strange things happening here, I'll tell you. There's strange things going through bakermaker's head. I know that. Is he going to prove me wrong? Is he going to get himself in shape and hold himself together and make this a match? Well, he can get back within 2 if he takes this out. Now look where the 9-ball is. He's either going to have to run through too far to the top end of the table, or just past the 9. Well, he's gone square, and he's found the awkward position that you don't want. And he's hung it up, and it's come out, and it's an awkward cut, but it's another unforced error. Overhit it. You only want to get to the middle pockets when the 9-ball's there. You don't want to overhit it. And it's another one going a begging here, I'm afraid. And Cobra duly obliges and helps himself. It's becoming a feast of unforced errors here by bakermaker. And it's now gone to 4 again. It's 9-5. It's a race to 15. And, well, Cobra has come up dry. And bakermaker, I don't know whether that 2 goes into the middle, does it? Yes, it does. And now he's on the wrong side of the 3. He's cutting this back into the middle, brushing onto the 4, and it's gone safe. Right, what's going on in this chat? Scroll up a bit, Hugh. Scroll up a bit where I can't scroll the chat on the second screen. Start as soon as this Masters is done. Something about snooker. Aye, it'll be a proper World Championship. Race best of 3 and a final to 5. Just like Shooter's Pool. Oh, I shouldn't have mentioned that place. We just call that the other place. Anyway, bakermaker is trying to resolve the situation here. Oh, lots of spin on it to take it away from the 8. And he should be home and dry. Well, I think right about now and round about this part of the match is where something else has to happen now, because well, bakermaker is getting the break, and he's now got it back to 3 and has to take this out. And that 9 ball, well, that 9 ball has just stopped a cue ball from getting up the table, but you can certainly put, oh, it's a dry break. I thought a ball went down there. Well, it's Cobra that's putting bakermaker in trouble. And that is nasty. So this is looking dangerous. If bakermaker's trying to roll and find a gap, he's going to hit the point. And this is in danger of a 3-foul situation here. Cobra, well, he's looking to see if he can see the one to actually pot it. I don't know whether he can. Let's get right behind this shot here. He's trying to find a way to get it into a hole, but that's tight past the 4. Is he trying to cheat it? Yes, it'll go. But see, when you look at it from that side, it's going to go. But I think he's just going to... Is he going to try and just lock him? Now, well, if he's going to play across, it's got to be lots of left English. Well, I don't know what he tried there to try and force that cue ball to straighten up, but that's like trying to defy the laws of physics, Captain, trying to play that shot. But in the end, well, he confused me because I don't know what he tried there. But Cobra, with ball in hand, is certainly going to have to control himself here on certain shots, because the 4 ball goes, but you've just got to get good on it. You don't have to disturb the 4. And the 6 ball's awkward. So it's just about keeping everything in line and keeping that cue ball on the right side of a ball so you can drop on the next one. It's just about basic positional shots. I've got a second monitor. Are you talking about me, Tin? See, I'm missing bits of the chat. That's the problem. By the time I look, the chat scrolled up and I've missed it. Well, Cobra's gone out of line here, but he can certainly put bakermaker back in trouble if he wants to. Is he looking at the cutting this into the middle? The cue ball's going to come back out for the 4. He's going to have a reasonable sight in the 4 if he gets this, but this is tight. He's lining it up and he's looking at it and he's looking at it and he's taking his time. He's going for it. Oh, sweet. And the cue ball's in the open, and that's where you want to be. And that's 6 ball. We'll have a quick look at that from the top end of the table in a second. But it just means you've got to get the cue ball over far enough. And the problem here he's got is the angle in the 4. He's going to have to run the cue ball, and that's why he's missed the 4. But bakermaker has a chance. Right, let's have a look at this. You see that 6 ball? It's fine if you're here. Let's see if bakermaker can find that line. Oh dear, what's happened? I think he's okay. The little nudge has helped him. Well, now he wants to come back off this 6. He doesn't want to get into that corner. He wants to draw off it and come out, and that's well played. And everything now should be fairly straightforward. Just a bit of check to square the cue ball off the rail, stop it running away, and an easy 8 ball into the top left to be followed by the 9. And he's going to get back to within 2. And now something has to happen before Cobra gets to double figures. Cobra's break. Bakermaker hoping it's dry, or hoping he doesn't have a shot. But the 9 ball has gone in, and every other ball wants to fall over a hole. We've got the 5 over the hole, the 8's there, everything's wide open, and he's got a shot in the 1, and this rack is over. Mark it on the board. Well, I'm assuming he's got a shot in the 1. And then again, he hasn't. There you go. See, once you get behind the line, that is amazing. I was convinced looking at that he had a shot. Well, bakermaker's won a watch here because it looked that it was all over. How about that? Knuckles brought it out, and well, this could be, I'm going to say it, it's the old cliche, but it could be a turning point in the match, because bakermaker has nailed Cobra to the 7, and he's going to try and use the jaws, or is he going to try and find the kick point? Yeah, it looks fairly straightforward from there, and needs the luck. Well, this is crucial in a whole line of crucial racks, and lo and behold, he hasn't found a billiard onto the 8, and the 8's still hanging there, and that 1 ball has got scratch written all over it to try and cut that into the middle. Can he do enough with the cue ball? It's really thin. It's a slight cutback. He's got to get it thin. Has he got enough to cut it in the corner? Yes, he has. And that's a cracking shot. And he's going to be potting that 2 onto the 8, I would think. Or is he trying it in the middle? Well, I think he should be having a look at where the 3 is as well. There's quite a few things to be checking out here, because the 3 doesn't go there. He would have to nudge it onto the 5. And this is why he's taking a bit of time, because this 2 ball is very important. Well, he's trying to play it onto the 5. He's played it well, and it hasn't escaped. He's still got a shot. And now again, just keep control of the cue ball to have a shot of that 3 onto the 8, or to come back across and miss the 9 if he's going to cut back across the table. And he's missed the 9. And now this is the one where he has to get somehow down the left hand side of the table, and he can do that really, from what I can see, one way, and that's to come back to the right and get the spin on it, because if he goes forward he could hit traffic. He's played it with a bit of spin, and he's avoided all the hazards. Still got a wee high cut, but wide open space to get on the 6. And bakermaker, well, he could have had a chance to get back into within touching distance, but it's looking like the gap is going to open again if Cobra can take this out. It's still not decided yet. He's overcut it, has he? Oh God, my eyes must be going funny, because that looked as if it was going to the jaw. So wrong side of the 6. Now how far on the wrong side is he? He's a fair bit. He's going to have to run the rails here, I think. Or is he trying to just put loads of inside on it? It doesn't look as if an awful lot on it, but he's going to leave this a high cut. Yep. So, well, this is really the clincher, because he's odds on the 8. There's no problem with that. It all hinges on the 7. Well, I reckon you could count you could count the unforced errors in one hand, certainly, maybe even 3 fingers by Cobra. He is not missing a lot. And that's going to go far enough. And it's going to go to 3. And Cobra's going to go to double figures. A quick reminder, folks. Again, any latecomers, we've got the other round 5 match between Moz UK and Keith from Northern Ireland. B11TME, bite me or buy time, however you'd say it, but I prefer to call him Keith that way. I know I'm not trying to pronounce something stupid, but that match is a race to 15, same as this, and it is going to come up in just over an hour's time, in about an hour and 5 minutes. And there should be a live stream and commentary on it, and that will be on Duffman's channel on Twitch. That is DUFFMEN 2605, no spaces between the name and the number, and that would take you to his channel. And that will be at the top of the hour at 9 PM British Summer Time. And that is a good little safety. Still an easy kick though, but it's the usual thing. You need to get lucky. And Bakermaker hasn't. And it's an open table for Cobra. No, I'm not pasting anything in any lobby. I don't do anything while I'm streaming. I don't take PMs. I need to scratch my back. All of a sudden I've got an itch. Well, I'm assuming you can see the 3 ball. You're joking. You are joking. How the hell did he find that spot? Can he see the 3? He's trying to convince himself he can see it, but my eyes must be bad because I don't think he can get to it. He's looking for a line to get to the 3, but can he see? Can he get past that 9 without fouling? Well, I couldn't get any closer than that. Let's get out of the way. Yeah. Well, he done well actually hitting it. Well, there is a bit of luck and a bit of bad luck in the same shot. The luck is that Bakermaker's back at the table, but how the hell did he find himself right on that 9? Well, that'll be immaterial if Bakermaker can't take this out. Nice angle in the 7. You always want an angle. The game's all about angles. Now he has to just drop behind the 9. And he's almost overcooked that as well. Again, he's just left himself something you need to do more thinking on when you didn't want to, but in it goes. And he's back to within 2 again, chasing after Cobra. And again, needing something to happen. He needs some help. And Cobra has come up dry. Well, that's a 9 ball on the rail. And well, nothing that Bakermaker can do here. He has to be careful though where he's pushing, because if you look at the line of balls, that 3, 6, 2 and 5 and the 7 up in the corner, there's a lot of hiding space up there. Well, he's got the kick, and well, Cobra's going to knock this into the middle. He has to knock it in firmish, because the 2-ball's not going in many places. Oh, what a shot. What a shot. I need to see that one again. Oh, what a shot. What a shot. I need to see that. Well, what a shot that was. I mean, that was picked out. There was nothing accidental with that shot. That was top drawer. And just when Cobra felt threatened, he has struck with serious venom and a bite with that shot. And Bakermaker is going to need treatment fairly quickly here after that rack. It's now 11-8, but Bakermaker back at the table, and he's going to have to do something here. Let's look at this 8 and 9. Well, we know the 8 goes, but it only goes one direction. And he's going to have the angle to get down there. And it's got to be fairly gentle, I would think. Well, he's gone full pelt and he's gone nowhere, and he's taken absolutely no time over the shot at all. Not a jot of thought went into that. Not a single thought. Now it's going to be a bang and a hope. And, well, Jesus Christ almighty, I mean, what the hell's happening here? He's fluked to 8. And he's going for the bank, and then goes the 9. Well, what the hell am I panicking about? I mean, he had it planned all along. He had it planned all along, and then he's back to within 2, and I'm just talking a load of crap. I mean, you wouldn't believe it unless you saw it, would you? I mean, he plays a numpty shot, ends up kicking at the 8 behind the 9. The 8 goes in, and then he ends up left with the bank and the 9, and the 9 goes in. And Jesus. Well, strange things are happening, and it might get even stranger. That's all I'm saying. There is something funny going on, and I've certainly not taken anything that's affected my senses. Well, Cobra in trouble, looking to kick the 1 or catch an edge of it anyway. He's going to be dangerously close to the 3 and 4. But yeah, I think funny things are about to happen somehow. He's missed a 1. Ball in hand to Bakermaker, and what the hell's he going to do now? Get ready for the replay, boys and girls, if there's any girls watching. But my goodness me. Well, here's where it can go wrong straight away if he doesn't get through far enough, and I don't think he's gone far enough, has he? Yes, he has. I'm wrong again. Oh well, I'm right again. He's rattled into the 2. Didn't give it the attention. He's missed the 2. Well, I told you strange things are going to happen, and it's keeping happening. I mean, this is just, it's getting a bit crazy. The Cobra's probably sitting there thinking exactly the same thing after that last rack. And then what happened there, I thought he didn't get down in the 2. He did get down in the 2. And then he just has a go at it, and it hangs in the pocket, and all of a sudden, Cobra's get out of jail in the last rack is just going to blow away in the wind. And it's going to go to 3 again if Cobra can get to the 5 ball, because that's the one that's going to decide this rack. And that 5 ball, well, it's nailed to the rail, so he's going to have to get good on this 5 ball. It is frozen to the cush, and any highish cut on this 5 is going to be a tester. it has to be flush or it ain't going. It's going to come off the rail. He's hitting the 8, and of course he's got no shot. There's no way innings happening there. And it may well just be the roll up and the double kiss. Is he trying to hide behind the 8? I think he is. Confident enough in his control that he can get there. But he's certainly going to bring the 5 into play. And he's going for the long grass, and that is another good shot. Well, is there enough of that 5 ball showing for bakermaker to make a cut? There is barely an edge of the 5 showing, and he's just trying to tuck it behind the 8, but he hasn't. He's overhit it. Now, you think the pace he hit that, if he'd got it maybe a wee bit sweeter, although he had little or no margin for error, it might have gone in. But anyway, we will never know now. It's going to go back to 3, provided Cobra can come off this 8 ball and get onto that 9. Oh, good evening. The big man is in. Well, you've missed all the strangeness that's been going on in this match, I'll tell you that. And I think there's maybe more to come yet, but bakermaker's beginning to run out of racks. And Cobra, well, what's he going to do? Roll this in? Yes, he is. Just try and hold it for the 9, and he's done it well. And it is going to 3. It's going to be 12-9, and Cobra is only 3 away. And bakermaker to break, and of course we all know what he needs, a ball and a shot. That's all he's praying for, a ball and a shot, and well, I don't think it's happened, has it? Nope. 2 ball up the table. So, Steve, what do you think about the little promo down in the bottom left about all your affiliated VP4 associates? A little show in the bottom corner. I'm trying to spice up the channel. Well, I mean, bakermaker should take a leaf out of Cobra in his way of approaching the shot. He's thinking about what he's doing. It sounds a sort of basic thing you should do, but you'd be surprised how many VP4 players don't think about anything when they're playing. But for a player of bakermaker's level, he should be slowing down and taking that bit more time, or he might not have ended up in this hole. Let's be honest. Well, Cobra is back in the assistance side of the game. He's looking to help bakermaker out here by getting himself lodged behind the 9. And now looking to get lucky, and he hasn't, because that's going to run up and sit nice for bakermaker. And now, well, you do the obvious here. You just roll enough to get to the rail, don't you? That's all you do. Once again, I mean, this is just getting ridiculous. He's got to the 4, but again, he's just not giving it any attention at all. And he's missed a sitter of a 3 ball. I mean, that is unforgivable. Somebody should go and give him a quick slap, because that is embarrassing. He needs to, well, how many times am I going to say that? I'm going to sound like a bloody broken record. But it's unforgivable. I mean, you're 3 racks down, you're trying your damnedest to stay in the hunt, and you end up doing things like that. But then again, the nerves are maybe getting the better of him. And we're talking about a guy who breezed through the Cowboy World Championship. He handed me my arse 3-0. I had one game against him where we got to, I think it was 100 each, and then of course he got the last ball, and then the other ones I didn't get a sniff, and he won the final 4-0. I mean, this is a guy who breezed through that tournament, and look at him, he's falling apart here like a cheap suit on some of these shots. And Cobra is now, well, he's now again trying to find a hole for himself, and he's put himself in the worst place on this 6-ball. But it really should be just a straight in roll, do nothing with the cue ball, just make sure you get it in line. But that is so tough. Now, did he use the W key? Because that's the first thing I do when I'm in a shot like that. I get the W key on and have a sneak at the shaft of the cue, get it jacked up, and try and find a line of the cue shaft on the ball to give me the potting angle. Whether Cobra did that, I don't know, but it was so difficult. And Bakermaker, well, he's left it awkward. So all hinges on this 6-ball, and this is vital. It is a desperate situation now here for Bakermaker. And I can't say it's no missed pull, but I mean, he's been missing all night. You know the mistakes are going to come. Even if he gets a chance, he's just going too quick. And that was another tough one for Cobra. Now, Bakermaker, the first thing he should be doing is getting himself down, having a look at how far that 6 is off the rail, plenty of room, and settling himself down in the shot. And now he's going to end up straightish, and it needs just a little bit of draw, but you don't want to get this offline. Just a little stop to get onto that 8. And depending on how good the angle is, he needs enough to get up the table, and that's going to go to no man's land again. Well, I mean, the worst thing you do there is overhit it. You're going to go up the table, and he's just not getting there. And he's having to try and pull out all sorts of shots to put a ball in a hole. There's another unforced error. I mean, they are building up. I'm now onto my toes now. I've used up my fingers in this count. Now, how lucky am I that I've got 8 toes in each foot, so he can make as many mistakes as he wants to the end of the match. I've got more than enough room. Well, wouldn't you believe it, Cobra has got so excited that Bakermaker missed that he's decided to miss, and Bakermaker's been given a lifeline, and it's the old Steve Davis shot into a blind pocket, and the 9 goes in, and well, there we go. All of a sudden it's 12-10 again. This is getting a bit daft. And the match, how long have we been on? Well, we're still short of an hour and a quarter. We've played 22 racks, and we're into rack number 23, and Cobra's break is dry, and that 5-ball is awkward. Let's have a quick shufty at that one. Well, it's fine, it goes. As long as you get there, as long as you give yourself a chance. And where the 4-ball is, and Bakermaker has just gone again a bit too far. He's got to get the right side of this 4 to drop onto the 5. Oh, this is going to end up looking silly again. He doesn't want to try and do too much. Oh, what a spin shot. Let's see that one, boys. The right side of this 4 to drop onto the 5. Oh, this is going to end up looking silly again. He doesn't want to try and do too much. Oh, what a spin shot. What is, let's see that. Well, that was a cracking shot. I'm just desperate for bakermaker no to do something daft. He's still got a chance here, but I'm just waiting on everything blowing up. You know, he's now got the chance to get back within one. And again, he's leaving himself the bedhead shot. The big high cut in the 9. And in it goes. And the break, who does it go to now? Well, here's the most important break of the night. He's back to within one, and how he's still in the match, I don't know, but it's happening in front of my eyes. He's got a ball in the break. We've lost the 2 ball. He's got a shot in the 1. 3 ball into the middle, as long as he can pass the 4, which he's done. Roll the 3, roll the 4, and it's going to be a combo 5 onto the 7. Oh dear goodness me. There, I mean, I told you guys that I'm just waiting and I'm blowing up, and that's what's happening. I mean, he's blown up again. He's just going far too quick. He's in a desperate frame of mind, just desperate to do things. And it's another unforced error. I'm panicking for him. Now what's happening here? Is that going to get there? Not quite. And this is well, this isn't easy. You know, pick your pocket and pick a line and good luck. That's what you'd say with that one. It's got to be the cut onto the 7, surely. Let's have a look. Well, there's no way that's going when you look at that angle. I mean, there's no way he's cutting anything onto anything here. He's got to try and get it in the middle. Oh, that'll do. And that's even better. Look at the control to kill the pace on that cue ball and hold it perfect on the 5. What we're talking about now, what's a 2020? Or is it a 2070? Oh, we're talking about graphics cards. Well, Cobra now is within touching distance of the next round. And we'll have a look at the bracket before I get to bed, because it is rapidly approaching my bedtime. But it's definitely going to be 13-11 to Cobra and just 2 away. But it could have been oh so different. And the break stays on Cobra's side. And what is bakermaker? Well, what's he going to do next? With all the chances he's had and all of these silly misses, these silly errors that have cost him so dear, and yet he's still only 2 racks behind. Well, the 8 ball has gone, and it's going to be the obvious shot here once he pots the 1. Same problem though, whenever you play these shots, you just have to get it dead on so the 2 ball doesn't squirt away onto the rail and leave yourself no shot. You're just going to have to hit it dead weight, and that's perfect. and it's going to be a long 3-ball. He won't be running the cue ball very far because he doesn't want to meddle with that 9-ball. That makes things complicated when you start doing silly things. But again, I keep harping on, I keep going on and on and on about it. Cobra is keeping the same pace, and he's approaching each shot, taking his time, having a look at the line, make sure he's set, and then playing the shot. Whereas Bakermaker's, he must be seeing a whole jumble of things in his head when he's going to play a shot, and that's why he's had so many of these errors. And again, the touch is pretty good. The angle is there, albeit a slight one, but enough to stun onto the rail and get out. And now he has a choice. I mean, he can just play the simple one and go into the rail and out and leave the 7 into the bottom left, or he can get down the table here towards us and play the 7 into the middle so he can drop up to the 9. So he has that choice, but he's just going to play the long one. And this looks so straightforward, just to push it into the pocket, let the cue ball run through onto the bottom rail and over to the right. He's going to leave himself the longer 9-ball if he doesn't get up to the middle pocket, but full focus in the 7, and the cue ball should do the rest. And that will do. That's exactly where you want to be. And Cobra is now within 1 of the next round, and we are about 37 minutes away from the next match. The match between Moz and Keith. Moz from England, Keith from Northern Ireland, and they're going to be kicking off at 9 o'clock my time, and by 9 o'clock my time I will be long gone. So remember, if you want to watch and see how the other half do it, go to or type in the search window at the top of Twitch. If you type in Duffman, DUFFMAN 2605 with no spaces between the name and the number, that'll bring up his channel, or it'll bring up a list of names, but his should be at the top, and you should be able to join the stream there. And Bakermaker, well, I think he thinks it's all over from that shot right there on the 4. He's trying to hold for the 5, but again, totally forgot about the first part of the process. That's getting the first ball into the hole. And I think Cobra, with a 3-lap lead, might be fancying the thin cut down the rail. Again, the setup is there. He's taking his time. He's looking at the line. He's doing all the right things to set yourself up to play a shot right. And that might just hold the jaw, and then it goes. It's going a wee bit out of shape on the 5. Maybe quite a bit out of shape. Yeah, it's awkward now. Big time. Thin cut back. But he'll have a go at it one way or another, I would think, to try and get this match done. Well, it has been a funny match, you must admit. I mean, I was expecting. I wasn't expecting. I mean, Bakermaker, I don't think he was playing cowboy as fast as that. I don't recall. But then again, maybe I play it just as fast as him. Maybe that's the problem there. But well, there you go. He's comboed a 9 as well. That's it. Let's get it over with quick. He's got another rack in the board. You blink an eye and you miss it. He's banked to 7, or I think it was a 7, and he's comboed a 9. But the break again now is back with Cobra, and this time all the balls want to get in the hole, and the only lifesaver is the fact that Cobra has no real shot in the 1, But you feel he's going to have to find a line for the bank into the middle, or is he going to go for this really, really thin cut? He's going for the bank, and it is sweet, and it goes. And he's lying very nicely on the 5. And, well, there's plenty of room to avoid anything causing problems here. If he's going to draw straight back to the rail, look at the 8 ball, it all of a sudden expands to twice its size, and somehow you find your way behind it. So he's got to avoid all of that. Where's the cue ball going? I think he's okay. And I think he'll just be killing this because he's pretty much dead straight. So just be killing it to take the 7 into the left, surely. And I think we are marking this one on the board, guys. It's 14-12, and just these 3 remaining balls for the match. Has Bedhead been in here tonight? I haven't seen him, and I haven't seen him all day. He's still to confirm the proposal that Stubbs sent, which is a good proposal. He's finally came to his senses, and it should be, if it's accepted, it'll be 2 o'clock in the afternoon British summer time at some point during the week. But Cobra, in the meantime, has got the job done, and, well, Bakermaker, for goodness sake, watch this video. Please watch it, and it might give you a few ideas of where you're going wrong, because there's plenty of opportunities to see where he went wrong in this match tonight. But it was a steady, composed, and, well, you would say professional performance by Cobra, and got the job done. And he wins the match by 15 racks to 12. Now, before you guys go, we'll have a quick look, and, well, this should update in a second or two, but we will see that Cobra is now through. Where is he? There he is. There, Cobra's through to, and who's he waiting on? Well, he'll be waiting on the winner of the Keith match. No, wait a minute, hang on. Let's have a look, because there's a Stubb match, isn't there? That's the one that's still to get settled there. And then, of course, Bakermaker has moved across, and he'll be up. Where the hell is he in this bracket? Or is it not updated yet? I can't see him. There we are. Bakermaker's there. And Acero and Spectre Dawn are set for 5 PM on May the 27th, which I think I said earlier was the Wednesday, so I'll be there for that. Right, well, good luck to Moz, and good luck to Keith in their match, and that should be warming up for 9 o'clock in half an hour's time. Oh shit, the thing's on. Hold on a minute, guys. It's gone again. I hit the wrong button. I forgot about that. That's the one I was talking about. Yep, it's updated. So Bakermaker now moved over, obviously, to the one loss side. Spectre Dawn and Acero have arranged their match for Wednesday at 5 PM in the afternoon. I'll be there for it. And then, of course, there's a match that's going to start in half an hour's time, and that's Moz and Keith, and that will be on Duffman's channel. Obviously, you can go in the room, or you can just see how the other guys are picking up the streaming and the commentary. So good luck to them all, and with that, folks, it's been much appreciated. Thanks for joining. Take care, and I will see you during the week, hopefully. Now, remember that these videos, these live streams will be on Twitch for 14 days, but that's not the place to go and watch any of them, because what I do is I transfer a copy of it from Twitch to YouTube, so it's archived on YouTube. I've already got a tournament playlist of all the matches that I've streamed so far on YouTube if you want to pick any of them out and watch them. So it's up and running, and this one I will send across tomorrow when I get home from work. So until we meet again, take care, stay safe, keep your distance, and good night. And I'm off to bed.